All right, here's a short video on the JA300 from Lokithor. I've used several of these and finally get around to make a short video. Hopefully it'll help my fellow customers. This is a 100 amp load resistive load tester. Measures the voltage, and then this button puts a load on it. You do it for 10 seconds, and depending on the type of battery and the voltage, it'll tell you if it's good or not. We're going to use it just to make sure we can get 100 amps of current drawn out of this. This is 8 gauge wire only, so it's only good for a few seconds, like 15 to 30. So I'm going to power this on. And because there's no real battery here, it won't read any voltages. If there was a battery here, then I could see the actual voltage of the battery. But since there's nothing, this is simulating like a dead battery. So let's do an override. I'm going to hold the bar PSI button down. And now it's an override. So I'm reading about 11.5 on the meter. Okay, I have 11.6. I don't remember how many seconds it gives you to go and start your vehicle. But let's say we did have no battery, because you could start a vehicle without a battery. So I'm gonna put a load on it for 10 seconds. Still putting out current. Oh, and let me get an amp meter on here. I'll pause. All right, I walked away to get a fluke amp meter. Let's put it on amps DC. I'll clip it right here. And this override seems to hold at least 10 seconds or more. Oh, so it's about 15 seconds or so. All right, so I'm going to turn that override on again. I don't know if they call it override or boost, but it's basically when you have zero battery. Okay, so we have the voltage again. Here's our amp meter. Basically, 0.2 is essentially zero. So let me turn on a light here. I'm going to flip this, put a load on it, and it looks like we're putting out about 73 amps on this resistive load. It's not as strong as their JP400 series. The JP400, when you do an override, you get about 15 volts, 15 volts here. And I'm able to pull at least about 99 amps instead of just the 73 or 70 amps that it could put out. Now the question is, can this start a vehicle? I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to hook it up to a Ford Mustang 5.0 1990. All right, I'm going to hook this up to a 1990 Ford Mustang with a 5.0 V8 motor. So it'd be nice if these cables were a little bit longer. They're kind of short. Alright, so this one goes here. Alright. And here's the negative. Let me pause the video and hook this up. Okay, here we go. We're hooked up. Positive here. Battery is disconnected. I'm just clamped on this, and I put my DC amp meter on with inrush. All right, I'll turn this on. One quick button presses this, and it says error. Not quite sure what the error 450 means. So let's reboot. Let me disconnect and see if it shows an error. Okay, so let me connect this back. Oh, maybe because it senses a load situation. Let's see if I can override. I wonder if 450 means the battery is too weak. I think, let me try this. This is disconnected now on the positive. And I'm gonna push the override. And then I'm gonna hook it up. Okay, so no error. So now I'm gonna go start it. So I have interior light. That's still connected. All right. Let's see, clutch down. Barely started. I think it's important to disconnect it as soon as the engine starts. I'm gonna do this one more time. So let me override it. Oops. All right, let me connect it again. More time. That's what happens when I only have one camera guy, or no camera guy. And now, of course, I expect an error because it's connected to a load. So I didn't read the instructions, but I'm sure it says to enable the boost prior to connecting. And then connect it up like that. Let's see if the headlights are on. Oh, all right, so it seems to work. Didn't blow up the car. So to turn this off, you could press this one time and it goes off, which is a very safe feature as far as I'm concerned. Better than the other brands that have that function, which have it on the connector right here. And I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but I like it on the control panel.